we will. But on that much, I think every single one of us can get behind it. I've got another one for you. Let's say you graduate from one of these great public high schools. What are the opportunities that you have next?
George Soros gave to fund those kids.
I'm happy to give you the mic.
You're George Soros like
This guy's. It's all right. It's all right. And just so everyone knows, after I finish making some comments, I'm going to turn this microphone over to you. I am all ears. Same for that guy right there. There's more that we have in common than will ever divide us. So I'll promise to give you the mic after this is over. This is the mic that Cynthia has in her hand right now.
So I'll promise to give you the mic after this is over. This is the mic.
Man, do you agree with George Soros funding Beto's campaign to the tune of $1 million? Yet he's taking a I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish.
It's a lie, and you know it. And
it's not a lie. George Soros gave him $1 million.
Heaven forbid.
You're calling a Jew an anti-Semite, dude.
And bring $10 billion a year into
I thought you were for open borders. Forget that hoo-ha. This ain't a grassroots campaign.
closing down on Greg Abbott's watch. $6 million so far, and counting to keep them open. And here's the kicker.
You're going to do this?
Do all that. Not only did we save more lives.
He's a loser.
I'm the owner. Y'all need to
Okay.
There's something that
Man, January 6th.
becomes too much.
Insurrection.
At some point, they'll
I didn't want to be rude. I just was.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
I'm a Republican.
You are?
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi. Thanks.
Oh, no
Thanks
shit.
for coming out.
What are you doing here?
It's good to hear other people's point of views, you know?
You're like a Jew in the Warsaw ghetto right now.
If you want to fight back, you got to know what you're fighting, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, how do you feel about Beto having $1 million from George Soros? They were just denying it, even though CNN reported it.
Hey, man, deep state's deep state. It is what it is.
Absolutely. Ma'am, you really don't need to wear a Beto shirt. The purple hair already gives it away.
You can find something kind to do instead of harassing people who care about the planet and other people. You're an asshole.
You don't think Beto's contributing to global warming driving an Escalade around Texas?
How did you get here?
Oh, with a Honda CRV. But, like, again, I'm not shilling for global warming and saying that, you know, oh, don't drive a gas car.
Are you with the news, private reporting of your own school? What?
So actually, I have a YouTube channel. We do some political stuff, but I typically, you know the show To Catch a Predator? Mm-hmm. That's what we do. So you were actually talking to our decoy the whole time, and we have you on camera talking to a 14-year-old girl. Hey, Beto, how come you talk about a carbon footprint, but you drive around Texas in an Escalade? Hey, how come you say you're a grassroots campaign, but you take money from George Soros? How is that grassroots, Beto? Beto, you're not going to answer my question? Beto! 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 Why can't you answer those questions? Man, how do you feel about Beto's carbon footprint? Ma'am, last time I saw a mask being worn in Palestine, it was a terrorist organization. Hamas. Do you think it's hypocritical that, you know, he talks about global warming, this and that, but he drives around Texas in an Escalade with a whole entourage of gas cars?
I mean, yeah, you have a point. I guess so.
Greg Abbott's wheelchair takes 0 gas.
So he wheels around on the interstate in his wheelchair?
Yes.
Bruh.
How do you guys feel about George Soros giving him $1 million to his...
George Soros and they gave him the check.
That gave him the check? Well, George Soros' organization gave him $1 million.
Man there with a yellow hat there that gave him a check. Was that George Soros?
George Soros would never show his face in this state. Ma'am, do you want to get interviewed on Beto's carbon footprint?
No, thank you.
Well, how do you feel about him driving around in an Escalade?
It's hot. It's probably got good air conditioning.
Ma'am, let's just have a good, honest, civil talk.
You are not a very nice person. You verbally. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't just you verbally said something really ugly to my friend Abby, who has purple hair, simply because she's here. And it's not. That is not okay.
Ma'am, how do you feel about Beto promoting green energy?
Oh, I'm all for it.
Well, he drives around Texas in a Cadillac Escalade with a whole entourage of gas cars.
Well, I tell you what, we're all going to have to move in a new direction, and if this bill in Washington passes, I think we're going to begin to do that. And yeah, we're all in a transitional period of time.
Well, you refer to Beto as a leader, right?
Yes, I do.
So why isn't he leading and switching himself?
Well, I believe he is leading, and I think he will be.
Well, are Escalades plug-in cars or are they gas cars? I think he should be the first one to take his ass across Texas in a Tesla.
Well, I tell you what, our Senate District 3 person that was there has a Tesla, and everybody's transitioning, and I think you ought to ask him yourself. I bet he will.
I tried to
Okay.
ask him, he ignored me. Ma'am, let's talk about the environment. Sir, let's talk about the environment. So, we can combat global warming by stopping the use of gas cars. So why is Beto driving around in an Escalade? Across Texas, you know, the biggest square area in the lower 48.
Let me answer. I think he may have raised a little money for the gas.
Listen, I just want to let you guys know. I know you're here to, to stir up controversy. And I want you to know, I'm telling you that everybody that's here to stir up controversy, I'm asking for a count because I'm going to make a contribution to Beto's campaign for everyone that is.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, what are your pronouns?
I am a photographer, and are you getting permission from people to take their picture and use their
A permission in a single-party consent state? Yes, I am the party giving consent to take the photos.
I'm not giving the consent to use mine.
All right, well, you can sue me with your $10 in campaign contributions. Ma'am, please, let's just get one interview. Ma'am, you mentioned earlier you follow the science, and the science says that we have carbon footprints by using gas cars. So how do you feel about Beto driving an Escalade around Texas? I mean, if you're talking about carbon footprint, you should just vote for Greg Abbott. I mean, he's in a wheelchair that takes zero gas. Sir, how do you feel about Beto's carbon footprint?
Look at there.
That's a weird way to spell. Hey, Beto, I don't think you heard me earlier. So is there a reason why you took campaign money from George Soros while parading yourself as a grassroots campaign? Beto, you also drive an Escalade around Texas while saying that you like green energy. Why is that? All right. Police brutality. Throw the flag.